actually wild is that colors do not exist in our physical reality. What exists are different wavelengths of light that are then perceived by the brain as color depending on the cones that we have in our eyes. And different species have different cones in their eyes. That's why birds can see the UV spectrum and we can't. Do you remember in science class when we were taught that natural selection and survival of the fittest is how we evolved? And that this theory of giraffes stretching their necks over a long time is how they got long necks is false? Well, it turns out it's actually partially true. And environmental changes to how our DNA is read can actually be passed down to our children. So everything that you're doing and thinking today can and will be passed down to your children. Step number 1 is to realize that being impulsive is not always a bad thing. Trick is to know when we should or shouldn't follow our impulses. This is the emotional guidance scale, and it's extremely helpful for situations just like this. As a rule of thumb, if what you want to do comes from an emotion of level 6 or higher, you should do it. If the emotion guiding the behavior is coming from level 7 or lower, you need to rethink your decision. 2 ways I hack my workouts as a neuroscientist. Number 1 is to stay super hydrated, because when your bladder is full and the skin starts to stretch, you get an increase in norepinephrine and adrenaline, which keeps you alert. Seems dumb, but it's the reason you wake up in the middle of the night if you have to pee, so it works. Number 2 is using your visual system. If you pick a point in front of your face and you stare at it, it simulates the fight or flight response and increases alertness. Hi beautiful souls, so in light of this page kind of growing a lot, I just found it necessary to come on here and make this disclaimer. I just want to make it super clear that all of my videos are my thoughts, they are my opinions, and they are in no way affiliated with the institution that I'm employed by and where I'm conducting research. That being said, thank you all so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. If you've been diagnosed with ADHD, there is a 99% chance you've experienced rejection sensitivity. And this study found that rejection sensitivity is correlated with activity in the anterior cingulate. And the anterior cingulate is kind of insane, let me tell you why. It takes knowledge from past situations and your current internal state and then simulates a whole bunch of different versions of the future, leading to things like overthinking and anxiety. Researchers showed that exercising just one time increases excitatory synaptic current and the number of synapses in the hippocampus for at least 3 days post-exercise. You can see right here how the cells have way more branches after exercise, meaning that there is an increased ability for cells to make connections and communicate with each other in the area of the brain responsible for learning and memory. Here are some frequencies you can listen to that have been shown to reduce pain. A study showed that listening to 40 Hz decreased chronic pain in patients with fibromyalgia. Listening to 528 Hz has been shown to reduce stress hormones and increase oxytocin, which promotes healing. 174 Hz is also a really common frequency known for its healing properties. Not a frequency, but green light exposure has been shown to reduce pain intensity by 60%, so that can be helpful too. If you were taught that the runner's high you get after working out is from endorphins, this might blow your mind. Newer research is showing that a lot of these benefits we see from exercise are not actually due to endorphins, they're due to the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system is appropriately named after the plant because it pretty much does the same thing, except it's made by our bodies. The system has tons of effects like improving learning and memory, relieving stress, relieving anxiety, and decreasing pain and inflammation. I was just talking to a researcher that studies mosquitoes, and he was saying that there's actually a genetic reason for why mosquitoes bite some people and they don't bite other people. Apparently, they're trying to figure out the exact details so they can develop a mosquito that doesn't like to bite people. Because there are some species of mosquitoes that like cows better than humans. Bottom line, research is fucking cool, and I love being a scientist. Here's what I do every morning as a neuroscientist. When you first wake up in the morning, your brain is in theta state, making it the best time to target your subconscious mind. You also need sunlight in your eyes to trigger dopamine release and set your circadian rhythm. So as soon as you wake up, listen or say affirmations and get outside. Step number 2 is to exercise to get more dopamine release and increase focus and motivation throughout the rest of your day. And then I meditate. There are so many benefits behind meditation. I can make a video about that later. Lastly, try not to drink caffeine till about 90 minutes after you wake up. It'll help you avoid the crash later. So here's the neuroscience behind why I would not go on your phone in theta. And for my people that don't know, when your brain is predominantly in theta, it is the best time to program your subconscious mind. So the first thing that happens is that it actually shortens the amount of time that you're in theta and pushes your brain into beta state, which if this is happening in the morning, it primes your brain to be more distracted for the rest of the day. The second and most important thing is that whatever you do while in theta is going to have a greater impact on on your mindset and your beliefs. So if you're on social media while in theta, you are programming yourself with the content that you're consuming. Something I do multiple times a day as a neuroscientist is listen to frequency music. There are many reasons for why frequency music works. One of the more well-studied ones is how music can affect your brain waves to change your state of mind. Your brain is oscillating in waves at different frequencies all the time, and different frequencies represent different brain states. So all you have to do is listen to music of the frequency of how you want your brain to be. For example, if I want to be in a flow state of concentration, I would listen to alpha frequency. If I want to be more focused for problem-solving type things, I would listen to beta or gamma frequencies. Save this so you can use it later. There's some science behind why you should not go on your phone as soon as you wake up. As I said in this video, as soon as you wake up, your brain is in theta state, which is the best time to program your subconscious mind. What you do while your brain is in theta state directly impacts the rest of your day. Going on your phone in the morning shortens the amount of time your brain spends at theta and pushes you into beta state. Primes your brain to be more distracted for the rest of the day. The other thing that happens is that you program your mind with whatever content you're consuming. Usually that just causes more stress. Checking social media, whether it's positive information or not, the dopamine hits will also cause you to be more distracted the rest of the day. 2 things I do every day as a neuroscientist. 1, meditate. There is so much research showing that meditation increases your lifespan, improves memory, and increases the birth of new brain cells. I've been getting lots of questions about meditation, and the Calm app has amazing resources whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for years. Number 2 is listening to music to achieve different brain states. Music can be used to improve focus, sleep, relieve pain, and even assist in repairing brain damage. And the Calm app has plenty of music options, including soundscapes and brown noise, which have been shown to calm the mind. Adults using Calm reported they were better able to manage their anxiety, depression, insomnia, and more. So download Calm and try it out. 3 things I do as a neuroscientist every single day. The first thing I do in the morning when I wake up is listen to positive affirmations and set my intentions for the day. When you wake up, your brain is in theta state, which means your subconscious mind is the most sensitive to the information that you put into it, making it the best time to plant seeds in your mind. Then I meditate. There is so much research showing that it improves your mental health, your physical health, improves your memory, improves ADHD symptoms, increases your lifespan. You are literally putting yourself at a disadvantage if you don't meditate. The last thing I do at night is listen to frequency music, and I just let that play all night long. I have a video explaining why frequencies work, but if you want to learn more, please leave a comment because I love talking about that. If you want to control your stress levels, if you want to increase your stress levels, level of alertness, and focus, say if you're feeling tired and you need to get some work done, or if you're in the middle of a workout and you want to increase your energy, increase your heart rate, then you can actually emphasize your inhale and do a more relaxed exhale. So do longer and or more vigorous inhales followed by just quicker, more relaxed exhales, and repeat that like a bunch of times, like at least 20 to 30 times. And that works because it's linked to our sympathetic nervous system, which is in charge of our fight or flight response. And so by doing this, you are actually activating your fight or flight response and increasing your level of alertness and focus. This tip is for my caffeine drinkers. If you feel like you're not waking up with a lot of energy in the morning and you really just need coffee to wake you up, so the first thing you want to do is go outside, get that bright light stimulation to get cortisol release. And that cortisol release actually liberates adrenaline, which will then make you feel more alert and awake. But if you ingest caffeine within the first 2 hours of waking up, the caffeine actually competes with this release of adrenaline. And eventually our adrenal glands will adapt to this and stop working as hard to wake us up in the morning. So if you want to increase the amount of energy you have after waking up, you want to wait at least 2 hours to ingest caffeine after you wake up. And that is going to maximize the amount of energy you have the whole entire day. I'm really excited about this one because it's something that I've always done but never knew the neuroscience reason behind it. But basically it's a fitness tip and it has to do with vision. So when you have a vergence eye movement, which is whenever you're focusing on a small point right in front of you, there's actually a release of epinephrine in your brain which helps you focus, and it's the adrenaline of the brain. So it helps you focus, and it basically is a stressor to you. And that is super useful in working out, because if you're working out and feeling tired and you pick a point right in front of you and you stare at it and intensely and focus on it, you are gonna have such a huge release of epinephrine and adrenaline, and you're gonna feel like such a badass and so powerful you can do anything in your workout. So have fun with that one, guys. So another aspect of vision that is really important for our state of mind and body is what's called a vergence eye movement. An avergence eye movement is whenever we're staring at a point right in front of us. And that decreases our interpupillary distance and causes our mind to release epinephrine, which is the body's equivalent to adrenaline, and allows us to focus. But too much epinephrine can build up and cause stress, and too much stress can build up and cause anxiety. And the reason why so many people are so anxious today is because they're walking around constantly staring at their phones. That's a constant focus signal to our brains. So what we can do is we can go outside and look at a horizon and practice panoramic vision. And panoramic vision will allow us to be in a more calm state of mind and stop that release of epinephrine that's causing stress.